All right, welcome everyone. My name is Ken. I'm gonna take you through stretch and roll today. Today we're gonna be using foam roller and the mat, and we're gonna be trying to open up the body as well as just get us nice and stretched out and nice and flexible, add some mobility, add some flexibility, all that good stuff in one little session, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the foam roller. We are going back and forth with roll, stretch, all roll, all stretch. I like the roll stretch. We're going to stick with that one today. So we'll go with rolling next, and then we'll stretch next. All right. So first up, we're going to get to the lower body first. We'll go ahead and start right in front since we're coming down to the knees anyway. We'll put it right in front of the quads, and we're going to lay over those quads and put those forearms down, and we're just rolling back and forth. Great job. And remember on this one, if you need to, you can walk the forearms forward. If you want to isolate one thigh at a time, you can lean on that right thigh, lean on that left thigh. And then the last thing you can do to change this is the toes. You see the toes are kicked out right now. Gets that inner quad. Then we get the toes pointed straight back for a couple. If you find a little bit different of a spot or a tight spot, remember you can hold on there for 3 seconds, then roll again. And then the last one is going to be toes in. Excellent. Keep those quads happy. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Next, we're going to get those psoas hip flexor area. We've been doing this the last couple times. I think it's very productive to do this one. We lay it in between the legs, and I'm going to do my right side so it's kicking out towards my right, back end of the foam rollers touching the back of the left heel, and it's kind of got that curved out. I'm going to lay straight over it just like is so that it lays right in that pocket of the hip. And then from there, I just kind of roll back and forth over, and if I put a little bit more of my hips on it, that's going to get a little more hip flexor. If I take the hips off and put a little pressure inside of the pelvis area, that's going to get more psoas, so you can kind of float between both. And again, you can try to put some weight over here for about 3 seconds to really put some pressure there, and then release. The fascia works by pressure put upon it. It releases its tissues. It's little myofascial bundles that we call them. And when they release, that allows us to get more range of motion, allows us to increase the stretch when we do go into stretching, adding a little bit more flexibility. Now with myofascial release and foam rolling, it is a temporary effect. It can become permanent if it's consistent, but it is a temporary effect. So if you've done it once and it's really great, remember to keep going because it will adjust. Go ahead and switch the side. It will adjust to whatever has bothered it before, and usually it's overuse or underuse. If we sit all day, we're underusing the psoas. If we're walking all day, we're overusing them. Same symptoms. And if we don't stop that but add this, it will come back. But if we add this with that, that's a way to stave it off, to keep those tissues nice and pliable and hydrated. We'll sit and roll around. Very good. It's an odd one, but it's a very effective one. I promise you that. All right, we're going to get the glutes next. So we're going to just come back and sit on the foam roller. We've done these a few times, but we're going to straighten that leg. And we're just going to roll over the main glute. And remember, you can go on the side. And as I said before, I wear the sneakers so they kind of stick, so you'll see me kind of let my leg bend. But if you can go straight, you can get a lot more tension on that foam roll. Good. And after we've done about eight or 10 rolls here on the straight, we're going to straighten the opposite leg, cross it, and if you can, bring it back up. If not, keep it straight. And same type of rolling. High glute, right in the meat of the glute, and then even on that side. This will just tell you how tight you are because we are tightening at the piriformis here. And the glutes a little tighter, so the fascia is kind of more exposed, if you will. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job. Let's go to the other side. Doing great. Very, very good. If you haven't yet, let's cross that leg. High glute, side of the glute. Three, two, and excellent. We'll go ahead and creep down into the hamstrings. So I like to do these one at a time. So I put this leg down just over this one, both hands up and rolling it out. And this one, I recommend toe up, then toe to the side, similar to the quad and calves that we'll get into next. And then inside, doing all your rolls, just trying to find where they are tender the most. Good, and play with pointing and tucking the toe. When we dorsiflex, we get a little more calf flexion, but when we plantar flex, it tightens the hamstring a little bit more. Good, good, good. Excellent job. Let's go ahead and slide it to the other leg. Good, leg out. Sorry, I meant before I tighten the quadricep, but it will do the same process. Very good. Find your tight spots. Mine seem to be with the toe pointing to the side today. There's a fun one. Again, if you find a good spot, have a little sit on it, and then go back and forth. Excellent. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to roll it down to the calf. So nothing's changed on this one, except maybe a little bit more pressure on the shoulders. So adjust if you need to. That could mean you do it, roll, you put your butt down, do a roll, put the butt down. Just takes a little brief pressure off those shoulders. If you have tough shoulders or bad shoulders and this is just too much, I recommend they call it a massage stick. You can find it on Amazon or any sports stores, but that would be a good one that you could use instead of a foam roller and not put so much pressure. I actually have one in here. I'll show you guys in case you are interested in that. Good, good, good. Keep it rolling and keep going on that calf. I just want to, for those that may not have seen so this is called a tiger tail, I think. This is one version, but what you would do is you would stand and you would actually roll out using these kind of bars. They're just basically a roller pin, right? So if you have one of those too, I don't know how much you want to use it on your body and then your bread dough, but that's basically what it comes down to, is something hard that rolls with the handle staying still. That's kind of what we're looking at. All right, very good. Excellent job. On the lower half, let's go ahead and stretch the lower half. Now, let's go ahead and come up. We're going to come to a kneeling position, and I just want you to push forward. So we're getting some of that hip flexor, and to get a little bit more hip flexor, we're going to lift this arm. If you feel a little pinch in your back or it feels a little stiff, that means that you're leaning back with the raise the arm. So just try to shift the chest forward a little bit, and that should take care of that. And if it's still bothering you, go ahead and drop that arm, because that could just mean that arm is forcing you to lean back, and that's where you feel that little bit of a pinch. But what we want to feel is a little bit in the hamstring here, and the hip flexor, and then the hip flexor here, and then a little bit in the quad at the top. 3, 2, and 1. Let's get that hamstring, and we're just going to try to push our chest, not our eyes, but our chest towards our leg. And this push stretches underneath. It pulls at the butt, pulls at the glute. It's a great stretch for the back of the legs. 3, 2, 1. We're going to hit those glutes a little bit more when we get to the ground here, but it's a good secondary for those. Excellent. Keep pushing. And again, if you wanted to feel that hip flexor a little bit more, you can bring that hand up to you there. And let's go ahead and shift back the hamstring. Three, 2, and 1. From this position, let's go ahead and get into the calves here. So we're going to go into a somewhat of a downward dog where we're going to be on all fours here, and all we're going to do is lift off those knees, push those heels back. You feel those calves. You can kind of walk your hands back towards your feet. Put one calf or one foot over the other and just push the butt up into the air, and you should feel that good calf stretch. If you don't, you could always try walking the hands back a little bit more, or just trying to shift that butt up a little higher. Sometimes it even works if you walk the hands forward and then try to shift the glutes back. Let's go ahead and switch it up. Other foot. Make sure we get that heel down. That's part of stretching that calf. And make sure you breathe. Into the nose, out to the mouth. Trying that good belly breathing, meaning filling the belly with air. And then exhaling that carbon dioxide. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. We're going to take it to the ground real quick to finish up the legs. So let's go ahead and flip it over. That's where we'll finish the legs and start the upper body foam rolls. So a perfect combo as we put that foam roller under the neck in that little pocket. And what we're going to do first is just take this left ankle and put it over the right knee. And then I'm just going to give this a little push. It's the reason we give ourselves a pillow here, because if we aren't supporting the neck like this, it's a bigger push. But when I lift the neck up and support it, now I have a little bit more leverage. Inhale, good inhale here. And let's go ahead and grab that outside of that knee. And we're going to straighten that bottom leg and just let it pull over. This hand, this opposite hand, that needs to stay on the ground. This allows that cross-sectional stretch to work well. Good glute stretch here, folks. You should feel this all through here. If you don't, try pulling that knee up a little bit more towards the right shoulder or the opposite shoulder, depending on which leg you're stretching. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Let's go ahead and switch it up. Push. And we hold these for about 10 to 20 seconds during these sessions, but always recommend, if you want to add in a session down the road, looking closer to 30 to 45 seconds. For full flexibility, go ahead and grab that opposite knee and pull it over and straighten that leg if you need to. Remember, you don't have to straighten the leg, just adds a little more stretch. You may have found enough already with the bent leg. Good. And you'll notice if it's a good stretch, it just continues to kind of fall to the left or to the opposite side while that hand stays on the ground. In 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Let's do one more time with the hamstring here. Pull it in. We'll finish her on the lower body. And extend out. Pull the other one in for me. And extend that out. Very good. let's go ahead and get into our neck rolling. So make sure that foam roller's in that nice little pocket on the neck, and we're going to do our chin tucks, which just means we're applying pressure to the foam roller. Not a ton of pressure, just kind of pushing our neck into that foam roller. And release. Push that neck into the foam roller one more time. Release. And push it in. And release. Now we're going to add those rotations. So a little push and a rotation to the left. A rotation to the right. And we're back. Relax. Push. Left. Right. 3 more now. Excellent. And relax. One more coming up. Push, rotate, rotate. Find a tight spot. Don't be afraid to let it sit there. Excellent. Very good. Now what we want to do is we want to take that foam roller, and I know I usually like to use the white one so you could see I'm in need of some upper back. So I'm going to switch to the black one. Follow along by vocals if you don't see it as well. But what we're going to do is start it right at the mid back. We're going to lay on it at the mid back. And from there, we're going to use our feet to push our hips off the ground. Hands come behind the head. And what I want you to do first is tuck the elbows in. And we're going to do 3 rolls straight across. Then we're going to do 3 rolls on the left shoulder blade and then 3 on the right. There's our 3 straight. Now let's go to the left with those arms tucked. 2, 3, and shift it. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now open them up. 3 to 6 here on just the overall, and then we'll go to single arm. And using the feet and adjusting them if you need to, the foam roller will move. Let's go ahead and extend that left arm, and we're lean on that left side. 1. Excellent. Let's switch it up. One more here. Great job on these. Let's go ahead and lay it over. And this is just going to go, our armpits up here. The foam roller's just at the top of the bottom of the armpit there. And you can either extend the arm out here or you can keep it here. And all we're going to do, I like to bring this leg forward, the other one back, and just roll up and over that rib cage rhomboid area. This one can sometimes take the breath away, and you could even go lay on it and actually go back and forth on that foam roller. Good, back up. We're gonna roll one more time, and then we're gonna switch to side. Same thing on this side. Excellent, and then you could still do that back and forth roll. However is the best roll for you. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent, excellent job. Just want to do a little roll on the chest before we shift to some upper body stretching. So with the chest, similar to the hip flexors where it's kind of an awkward roll. Another one I would recommend is if you have a lacrosse ball, tennis ball, we've talked about this before, but you can roll that on the chest instead of using the foam roller. It's a little less awkward, but like me, we're gonna hammer it with the foam roller. We let this foam roller go about halfway up the chest. Then we're gonna take that hand over it. I like to stay on my knees. I'm gonna go a little higher so I don't lose the mat. You can go flat, but we just lay that chest on there and we're just rolling over on that. So it's another awkward one. That's why I said if you do have the ball, It does make it a little bit easier to roll. Excellent. 3, 2, and 1. And I want to just do a small forearm roll. So we're going to start with the thumbs down. And we could do both on this one. And you're not going to feel this one as much, and that's okay. And it's basically just because of the leverage of it. You could use a ball on a desk as well. But the idea is that we're going to stretch it a little bit in a minute. So then we're going to flip the palms over. Good. And then up with the thumbs. Just roll every part out if we can. Very good. And let's go to the other side of the chest. Excellent. Laying over. And let that chest roll go right into the top of the shoulder. That'll wear that bicep. Yeah, bicep inserts. Sorry. Found a spot. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. And it's difficult to roll the bicep or tricep with the foam roller. Again, this is where I would use a ball, as it's just going to be a little bit more effective as far as rolling out. I've done this before where I've actually applied pressure this way and just rolled it like this to get that bicep. Not getting a ton, or if you go up against a wall, you can do the same thing. Same thing with the tricep, right? I can do one of these just to give that tricep a little roll. But again, I think the ball would be a little bit more effective for that one. All right, let's go ahead and get that back and then chest stretched out. We're going to start with the back. Good stretch here. We're going to sit into a bit of a child's pose and let those arms increase. We're going to let this one sit for a little bit here. Try to take some deep breaths and relax. Go ahead and come up real quick. Take the left arm, slide it under. And same thing, head stays facing over to the right arm, under the right arm. Left arm is trying to squeeze its way out. And we're still trying to push those hips down. Let's switch it up. And come on up. We're going to do a couple cat cows here. So we're just going to pull up through the back. Big inhale. Exhale. Let it down into that cow as eyes come up, belly comes down. 3, 2, 1. Let's pull back up. Excellent. And one more shift down. Very good. From here, what I want to do is put the hand behind the right hand behind behind the head, and all we want to do is try to open up a little bit, that stretch, and hold here. Some of you may be way better than me at this. Tight shoulders here. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and shift it. Left hand behind that, and left elbow comes up. Excellent, excellent job. Now, I like to use the foam roller on this next one to stretch out the chest. You don't have to. It just gives me a little extra leverage as I wedge the foam roller between the toes and then basically sit back on that foam roller. I can then pull on the foam roller, or I can grab the hands, and we're just going to open up that chest. But at the same time, we're going to also stretch the neck. So for this one, we'll look straight up first, holding that pull in the chest. Then come back down to normal and look over your left shoulder. Look over the right shoulder. Let it release. We're going to do one more pull. One more pull, and now lean the neck to the left. Keep pulling at those shoulder blades. And one more. Last lean to the right. Keep pulling on those shoulder blades, chest stretching. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Couple shoulder rolls. Just a fun way to do those chest stretches. Let's go ahead down to the ground. We've got our open books. I love to do the open books. If you join me a few times, you'll see some consistency in these routines, but at the same time, that is what's going to be effective for us. We want to really hammer. I like to hammer some of the muscle groups, or not hammer, but stretch out some of the muscle groups that bother us a little bit more. This open book is a really good one for chest, shoulders, and upper back. What we're going to do is the leg is all the way over, the knee stays down, the opposite leg is straight. Hands are here. We open the book, head comes with us. We do 5 back and forth, nice and slow, and on the 5th one, we hold for 10. 2, excellent. 3, 4, and hold. Excellent. Bring it back over. You know the drill. We're going to flip it over. We got the other side to do now, folks. Here we go. 1. Good. You may notice that one side a little more flexible than the other. 2. That shows us our tightnesses. 3. 4. And open it up and hold. Excellent. Very good. Now, we're going to come nice and slowly to the butt. Let it sit for just a second. We never want to just jump right up, right? We've been up, down, we've been relaxing. Blood is pooling, blood is flowing. We want to make sure we give our bodies a second to kind of reacclimate. Then we come all the way up. We've got little forearm stretch, and then we'll call it here. We're going to start at the hands, pull back on those forearms, pull back on the hand, which in essence pulls back on the flexor tendons. 3. And then, extensor tendons now. These are flexor. 2 and 1. Let's go to the other side. Remember, we're pulling at the fingers for this round. The stretch, and the other stretch is pulling down on the hand. 3, 2, 1. Pull on the hand. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Shake the body out. Hopefully, you feel a little looser, a little better. We'll come back the next time and join us for stretch and roll. I appreciate you all so much. And remember, consistency is the key with foam rolling, stretching, all that. You can do it up to 7 days a week if you want to. I'd recommend 2 to 3 though, just to keep you nice and loose, keep you in the game, right? Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you so much. We'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your day.